Okay, it's time. Hello, everyone. Hello, hi. Welcome to stream. I am sweating profusely. Why am I sweating so much? Because it's hot in here. I'm gonna take this off. It's getting warmer outside, which means I don't even my heater as much, but I don't think about that, so I just leave it running. It's off now, but I'd literally just turn it off. Anyway. Hi, welcome. You know me, I'm Sefji, Colin, whatever. We're playing Blue Skies because it's a delight, but it's slowly becoming less of a delight because scary things are starting to happen. Seeing some red flags from Yuri, it's not a good thing. But we can get into that in a second. Let me get the game open. And while that's opening up, I will go back over what happened with you guys. So, just trying to keep it to the important things from last time. Let me fix the aspect ratio here real quick. Settings. Window. Oh, that looks not right. Sorry, I gotta close the game and open it again. You guys didn't see that, but it was not good. Okay, anyway. So last time. God, I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of, what I would call filler stuff last time. But we started off with something that was substantial. So, Yuri came over to our house to study, right? And she went yandere on us, which I was not expecting. I did not think she would be going yandere for this game, but she did. She totally did. She had a moment where she did, the face, you know the one, where she was like, my heart's beating so fast right now. And we were just like, Yuri, you okay? You doing all right? Right around, I think 3-ish, actually. 3 o'clock, maybe 2:30. Actually, if you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see the thumbnail where I put her face in that VOD. But yeah, Yuri, we saw Yuri's yandere side a little bit. That was teased. Also, I'm pretty sure she cut herself in our living room and in our bathroom. That, or she took a big dump, which is Ray's theory from yesterday, which I like, and that's kind of the headcanon I'm going with right now. She just took a really big dump, and she's embarrassed about it. That was probably the most important thing. Well, the next most important thing is that we had Christmas. We went Christmas shopping with Natsuki, and right before we went our separate ways from that, Natsuki pulled us aside and was like, hey, by the way, thank you for getting Yuri to talk to me back in October, that one time. Because we had convinced Yuri to, come with us to talk to Natsuki when we just randomly saw her. And they've been getting along better since then. Oh, and also, more specifically, I think she was thanking us for telling her to invite Natsuki to dinner. Because they've been getting along better since then. So yeah, that was a big thing. And then the last big thing was that after everyone left the Christmas party, because we had Christmas, we got Yuri a teapot, and she also got us a teapot. Well, isn't that embarrassing? Yeah, we both got teapots. After everyone left, we did dishes together, shoulder to shoulder, and we talked about our relationship. And talked about, what we are. Are we friends? Are we more than friends? And we almost made out. And then Sayori came in and gatekeeped us. Which, now that I say that again, feels very familiar. I think that happened before in a different route. But anyway. Yeah. That's where we're at right now. With the Doki Dokis. So now it's after Christmas. Oh yeah, and also we sided with Natsuki in an argument between her and Yuri. I don't know if that's going to have negative consequences later or not, but we're going to find out. Yeah, and I left off on a cliffhanger, because I'm pretty sure... I thought Act 3 would come before, right after the Christmas party, but it's not, so I'm assuming it's coming right after New Year's. and we told Yuri we were going to hang out on New Year's, so that's where we're at right now. Oh, so let's see what happens before Act 3. Ooh. December 31st, the last year of the day. The last day of the year, you mean. The last year of the day. It's the end of the world after this one. I better hold my girl closely because it's the last time we'll feel her warmth. The meteor that killed the dinosaurs has come back and it's hungry for vengeance. I don't know what I'm talking about. As I push myself up, my gaze floats across my room. It looks exactly the same, save for the tea set on my desk. In a strange way, it's like Yuri's presence is here with me. A strange feeling courses through me as I recall the shy, nervous look on her face as she handed me the gift. A feeling which only grows stronger as I recall the quiet, intimate moment we had with one another after the other girls left. It's definitely not an unpleasant feeling, but it does feel confusing. I feel warm inside, but it's still a foreign sensation. What exactly are Yuri and I? A part of me wants to take Yuri out on a date, but, well, I don't know what to do. Taking her out for coffee or tea seems a bit basic. But she likes tea, though? So maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. Having finished my morning routine, I find myself sitting at the kitchen table, idly scrolling through my phone. Maybe some fresh air will help me place my thoughts. Ah, that's much better. The air is a little biting, but I'm wrapped up warm, so it feels more like a refreshing coolness. Unfortunately, I left my gloves at home, much like Sayori, so my hands are being subjected to the full wrath of the December air. Enunciate, Sefchi. Enunciate. Man, it'd be nice to have Yuri's hands to warm mine. Maybe I should just ask her to be my girlfriend? I mean, despite her being unsure of what we were, it's obvious that she likes me, right? Right? How do you ask, though? Hi, Yuri, I like you, and I think you like me too, so do you want to be my girlfriend? No, that just sounds childish. Sayori and I used to say that stuff to each other when we were little. Really little. A white bow coming into my peripheral vision snaps me out of my inner turmoil. What? Okay. I wasn't expecting this today. I gotta open voice mod. One of these days, I'll remember to have voice mod open when I start the stream. Okay. I ate before this stream, by the way. For once. I feel like it didn't agree with me somehow. I don't know why, just a little thought. Anyway. Okay, everyone.
Hey, Sefchi! I didn't expect to see you about. Looks like you've gone for a walk.
Oh, hey, Monica. Yeah, I was in the mood for some fresh air, so here I am.
Do you have any plans for New Year's?
Kind of. I used to just watch the fireworks on TV with my parents, but they're not around this year. I guess I could just watch them at home. I choose not to divulge the fact that I'm stuck for date ideas. At least, not yet. Monica studies me for a moment. Her gaze feels like an X-ray, and I feel like she's somehow reading directly into my mind. Please don't stare down my crotch, you will see my tiny anyway.
Say, Sefchi, would you say that fireworks can be described as romantic?
Yeah, forget Paris or the Eiffel Tower. Exploding gunpowder and pyrotechnics are what come to mind when someone says romance. I laugh, but her knowing smirk does not move. She knows too much.
If I were interested in someone, I think taking them to see the fireworks for New Year's would be the perfect way to start a relationship.
Huh? Where's this coming from?
Come on, Sefchi, you can't be this dense.
She called him out! Bricklayer! Right in his head. All the damn time.
And there's a firework display in town. If you head to the Skytree Tower, you'll be guaranteed an amazing view. They start at 10 and finish at midnight. You do have to book, but it's only like 430 yen. Nice way to start the new year if you ask me. Wink.
She winks at me. Well, I suppose there's no sense hiding it or trying to play naive. Yuri and I were pretty obvious on Christmas Day.
Trust me when I say you should take her.
You think?
I know, I've seen how you two have acted over the past few months, and to be honest, it's about time you got together.
Have we really been that obvious? A smile's my only answer. Anyway, what about you? What are you up to today? Don't suppose I'll also see you under the fireworks tonight? Maybe with some hotshot tennis player? I nudge her, but to my surprise, she doesn't even smile. It's only when I properly look at her do I see the bags under her eyes. Aw, poor Monica. I really wish they had finished the Monica route for the game. I would have loved the Monica route. It's like all I want out of life. She snorts derisively. I don't even know what that word means.
I don't think there's much chance of that happening.
Even her voice sounds a little drained.
I've been busy.
With what? She hesitates for a moment, looking aside for a moment. That's redundant.
Just my parents' business. It's nothing I can't handle.
Well, just make sure not to push yourself too hard, okay? I know you're our president and all, but everyone needs a break. I feel kind of bad knowing that you're encouraging Yuri and I to spend some time together when it looks like you can't even relax yourself. She looks up at me, surprise written over her face.
Thank you, Sefji. Your concern is appreciated. I'll try and bear that in mind.
She briefly checks her watch.
Is that the time already? I've got to go, unfortunately. Need to pick up some. Need to pick up some stuff up. I need to
just slow down. Ever since I was a child, I've always had a habit of talking too fast, and I talk faster than my brain can keep up with. I need to work on it more.
I've got to go, unfortunately. I need to pick some stuff up from the shop for my parents. The shops? I guess we have multiple shops. I'll catch you later, Sefji.
See you, Monica, and thanks for the fireworks suggestion! She smiles and waves, leaving me to ponder her current life situation. I just hope she'll be okay. Ah, well, Monica isn't my focus for now anyway. I dig out my phone and navigate to Yuri. Hey, Yuri. Good afternoon, Sefji. How are you? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. My fingers hesitate over the screen. Are you busy tonight? I think I'm free. Why? Another bout of hesitation. Come on, Sefji, she likes you too! Stop being a wuss! Did you want to check out the fireworks with me tonight? Monica mentioned we can go to the Sky Tree Tower. I can see Yuri typing a message, but the seconds that tick by feel like hours. An awful lot is resting upon those 3 dots. I'd love to. We're in! Is this off? I think this is off a little bit. There we go. What time did they start? The feeling of relief coursing through me feels like my body... I can't read. The feeling of relief coursing through my body... My brain will work well someday. But not today. Today my brain is like a mixture of syrup and molasses and honey. Just running really slowly. Like trying to run a marathon underwater. My brain just don't work good. The feeling of relief coursing through me makes my body feel much, much lighter. Why was I even nervous? Monica said they start around 10 p.m., so would you want to come over a bit earlier? We can hang out and then go from my house. Of course. Is it okay if I come over at 7 p.m.? There are a few errands I need to run. Sure thing. I'll see you at 7 then. I look forward to it. Well, all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse. Although I'm relieved, I can't help but feel apprehensive about how tonight will go. I mean, a date with Yuri? The crazy one? Under the fireworks? On New Year's Day? A date? With the crazy one? On New Year's Day? Under the fireworks? Yuri? Under the fireworks? Crazy? Am I crazy? So many questions. We almost kissed last time, and now there won't be anyone to interrupt us. Oh man, I really hope I don't mess up our first kiss. Maybe I could Google it. I laugh as I slip my phone back in my pocket. Maybe I won't. Man, I really need to get rid of these Christmas decorations. I like to imagine the devs were just too lazy to, like, change the background. I'll do it tomorrow. Besides, I don't think Yuri will mind. It's been a few hours since I got back from my walk. Since then, I decided to cook some more salmon teriyaki, as I still had a surplus of the ingredients from Christmas Day. I'm still surprised at my own cooking prowess. The days of ready meals and unhealthy snacks seem so long ago. It's safe to say that Yuri has definitely changed my life. For the better. But probably soon for the worse, because I'm scared she's going to murder me. I jump slightly at the sound of my doorbell ringing. Wow, is it really 7 o'clock already? Looks like our date is already upon us. Stay calm, Sefji, stay calm. It was like nighttime in there a second ago, and now it's like bright day. It's 7 o'clock at night. It should be dark outside, but it's just like, my eyes! Maybe Yuri brought like some floodlights with her. With one last quick breath, I swing the door open. Good evening, Sefji. Do you like my floodlights? Yes, they're very bright. They're illuminating the caverns that are my eyeballs. I stole that joke from Game Grumps. Yuri, hey, could you dim the lights a bit? Without thinking, I dart forward and wrap her into a hug. The sudden action catches Yuri off guard. That much is obvious by how she startles. She eases into the gesture and tentatively slides her arms around me. She feels wonderful and feels so warm. 1 second. All right. Not that I'm complaining, but put this on. It's only as we break apart does my brain finally catch up. I don't think I've ever been so forward with Yuri before. Did I really just do that? I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. No, it's okay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You're quite a good hugger, Sefji. You too. Anyway, come on in. She smiles gratefully and steps into the hallway, closing the door softly behind her, but leaving the floodlights plugged in, which will severely raise my electric bill. So, we have 3 hours until the fireworks start. What would you like to do in the meantime? That is a good question. We normally read a book or cook, right? Well, I've already made some teriyaki, and I don't think you have any books on you, right? She nods. How about we try a VN? VN? Oh, sorry, a visual novel. Are we going in? Are we going deeper? Hang on, there's like a weird fleck of skin that's like sharp on my lip. A visual novel? Yeah, are you familiar with them? That's a stupid question, because you're definitely not. Oh, maybe I'm just way too judgmental. I'm trying to be less nitpicky in life. Because I had an epiphany the other day while watching someone else's stream that I'm like, oh, I'm a very negative person, and not everyone loves that about me. I need positivity in my life. Anyway, yes, I am, although I can't say I've tried any myself. They're essentially text-based stories that you play as a computer or video game, correct? With art, such as sprites? I guess you're kind of like a halfway point between the traditional methods of storytelling you prefer and the manga that Natsuki likes? I suppose that's one way of looking at them. She doesn't look as enthusiastic compared to when we talk about a normal book, which is a shame. You don't look too keen. Oh? I don't? Sorry, I didn't mean to look bored or anything. She takes a moment to compose herself. Let's give it a try, Sefji. I believe it will do me well to try a new medium of storytelling, and I shouldn't be dismissive just because it's different to what I'm used to. So, what did you have in mind? Well, I know this one called Doki Doki Blue Skies. It features you and me and... Oh, that's awkward. I'm a narcissist. Well, I know how much a good story means to you, so I've got just the VN. Wait a minute. Basically, it's about a bunch of students who get locked in a school, and the only way to escape is to kill someone else and not get caught in the class trials that happen after a murder. In other words, Danganronpa. Is Danganronpa a visual novel? I don't think it is. I need to look this up now. Hang on. I don't know that Danganronpa counts as a visual novel. Oh my god, the rating age on it is 12 years old. That must be the Japan rating age. That game is definitely not for 12 and up. Genres: adventure game, visual novel, shooter game. It's a visual novel and a shooter. Two things that go very well together. Alright, so I guess it is a visual novel. Trust me, it's full of twists, and I want to see if someone as smart and analytical as you can figure out who the murderers are in the cases. It really raises a lot of questions about what lengths people will go to... My brain, stop it. Just function like normal, please. It really raises a lot of questions about what lengths people will go to survive, and the characters are fantastically written. I'll learn to read like a normal person someday. A murder mystery? Are there any horror elements by any chance? Unfortunately not. That's not true. Just lots of fucked up stuff in there. It can get quite tense, and some of the chapters are fairly creepy, though. Trust me, even without horror, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Okay, then. I'll trust you on that. Let's go. Nearly 2 hours have passed since I introduced Yuri to the game. Needless to say, it's proven to be a large hit with her. A surprise to be sure, but not an unwelcome one. We've just reached the second trial, and although Yuri was keen to press on to find out who the killer of the chapter was, we have to get a move on. True predicament. Do you risk permanently blackening your conscience in the name of freedom? Or can such an act be excused in such circumstances? Obviously murder is wrong, and outside of self-defense, never tolerated in society. But it's safe to say that in those walls, the regular rules of society don't apply. Somehow I knew you'd like it. Anyway, we should probably get going soon. Oh, I almost forgot. For the fireworks, we have to book online. Could you search for the tower online? She complies, and within minutes, the appropriate phone number's on the screen. Anyway, I need the bathroom real quick, so I'll be back in a second. Oh god, it's still brown in here from yesterday! Oh, it smells awful! Oh! It's like everything is brown! Ah! Oh, I wish I was that funny. I wish I had come up with that bit myself. Honestly, I'm sure I thought about it, but just didn't go for it. I need to just go for shit more often. A date with Yuri under the fireworks. This really does sound like a stereotype. To my surprise, however, Yuri is just sitting there, awkwardly twiddling her phone in her hands. Yuri? Did you ring them? I kinda assumed you would, given that I went to the bathroom. Oh, no, I haven't. Well, I know that she struggles with talking to people face to face, but over the phone as well? Decisions. I mean, she wants us to help her when she needs it, but like... I wonder if I should just make her do this herself? This is tricky. This is a tricky one. Do I call for her or do I encourage her to call herself? Because I would like for Yuri to, like, objectively speaking, right? I would like to see Yuri come out of her shell and become a more functional person. Like, if you think about, like, the character trees, right? You know, her heart, what she needs. Or, no, not the heart. That's not the heart, I think. Actually, no, I lied. That is the heart. The heart, what she needs to become better as a person, I think, is to, like, you know, get, you know, come out of her shell more, and just kind of, like, not worry too much about what others think. I saved, right? Yeah. I'll just encourage her to call for now and see what happens. Hey, I know it might be a little daunting. Heck, I don't think anyone enjoys talking with a phone to a stranger. But I know you can do this. Really? I must look so stupid. You don't. Talking to people is hard for you, so maybe I shouldn't have suggested it. No, I think you're right. I can do this. I give her an encouraging smile. Of course you can. She types the number on her phone. You've got this. Hello? I'd like to book a slot at the Skytree Tower for 2, please? She looks over at me, and I smile and nod in affirmation. The rest of the phone call carries on fairly uneventfully. Did it. I knew she could do it. Aside from the odd stutter, it was pretty much flawless on Yuri's part. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? I'm not sure. I did stutter a lot. Nah, it was barely noticeable. Everything sorted? Yes, we'll give them the money when we arrive. Sounds good. I know that wasn't easy for you, Yuri, so I want you to know that I'm proud of you, okay? Thank you. I'm glad I did that as well. It's cold out, isn't it? At least the snow's gone, though. A soft warmth makes its way over my cold hands. I quickly notice where the warmth comes from. A very embarrassed and blushing Yuri. You don't mind, do you? I figured with our combined heat we could... She moves to withdraw her hands, but I hold firm. It's okay. Your hands feel really warm, and I like being able to do this with you. I swallow as a tiny bead of sweat forms on my forehead. Yuri smiles bashfully, but keeps her hands locked around mine. They're very sweaty. I'm very self-conscious. It's like Niagara Falls down there. I've never held hands with someone before. What about your parents? Well, obviously you should stop bringing up my dead parents, but I've held hands with them. But I meant more in this kind of sense. Ah, of course. This kind of sense. Neither of us know what it is. But to be honest, this feels nice, so why bother questioning it? Same. A quiet, comfortable silence falls between us. How is it that something as simple as basic as holding someone's hand can make you feel so warm and content inside? This isn't the only new feeling I've had, to be honest. Spending time with you over the past few months has proven to be a novel experience in many ways. How so? It might sound rather sad. I tenderly rub my thumb over the back of Yuri's hand. You could say it, Yuri. There's no judgment here. The feeling of having a friend. Knowing that there's someone out there who actually cares about me and wants to spend time with me. It's something I've never really felt before. Huh? Really? Not even with the other club members? Oh, I'm friends with the girls, of course. What I was trying to say is that, well, our friendship feels a lot deeper than the bonds I have with those three. I get along with Natsuki, Sarah, and Monica. We can talk about things, but... She looks away. With you, it feels like you truly want to be my friend. I'm turning that music down even more. Because I noticed it was a little overpowering last time. I will never be able to settle on just, like... I will always be, like, self-conscious about, like, whether or not audio is right. With you, it feels like you truly want to be my friend. I feel like I can count on you, more so than I can count on the others. Not to say that I don't value them or anything. No, I think I know what you're saying. Like, I'm friends with them as well, but I do feel a connection with you that I don't have with the others. Even with Sayori, which is saying something. You really mean that? Of course I do. But I find it strange that I'm your first, like, proper friend. I'd have thought someone like you would have plenty of close friendships. Someone like me. Yeah, someone so kind, so thoughtful, so intelligent, and so interesting. She smiles sadly. You're too kind, Sefchi. I just wish that other people see me the way you do. Before I have a chance to pursue that somewhat mysterious sentence any further, Yuri nudges me and points toward a building. This is the tower, yes? Oh, yeah, it is. Let's head inside to pay before we head up. Ooh, I gotta turn the music way up because it's so quiet. I like almost doubled the volume there. After what felt like a billion flights of steps, we are finally at the top. Yuri is huffing just as much as I am, which makes me chuckle slightly. Looks like we're both as unfit as each other. Maybe we should have taken the elevator. And if this building doesn't have an elevator, then why the hell does it not have an elevator? It's like 2020 already. Come on, get with it. Wow. The view from up here is incredible. I hated that line reading so much that I'm gonna do it again. The view from up here is incredible. As I gaze over the edge, I'm afforded a lovely view of the entire city. The small pinpricks of yellow lights contrast beautifully against the darkness of the sky. Yuri walks over to the edge of the balcony. Her face lights up in awe as she takes in the sights, and honestly, it's hard to tell what's more beautiful. I take my place next to her and instinctively reach for her hands. The shyness in her face is still detectable, but a newfound sense of confidence has largely taken its place. Looking over the city with Yuri's hand in mine makes me feel nostalgic in a way. Almost like I'm looking over every memory, every moment, and every events of my life. It's rare that I feel this contemplative and reflective, but there's no denying how enjoyable it feels. Getting lost in thought, idly thinking about anything and everything. It's a mental bliss that resonates perfectly with the girl I'm standing with. Safji? Her voice is soft and gentle, as if sensing the immersion of the moment and being wary to disrupt it. Do you ever think about all the decisions you've made? I gotta turn back down again. Yuri's voice is so quiet. Do you ever think about all the decisions you've made? All of the actions you've taken, all of the things you've said, all of the friendships and bonds you've made? Sometimes, it's not often, but moments like these make me quite reflective. I like to do the same. All of those choices, decisions, and actions, they make us who we are today. Are you happy with the choices you've made? I feel like she knows too much. Right now? Definitely. You? She looks away for a moment. I think it's safe to say that everyone has their regrets. Things they could have done differently, which would have produced a better result. If only we could time travel and go back and fix everything. Life would be so much easier. Yeah, if only. If only we could. That's impossible, though, you know? Who's ever heard of time travel? Things they wish they didn't say in an argument. Things they wish they had told people while they could. But I think people forget about the things they're happy with. The things they'd never trade for the world. Did she get into an argument with her parents before they died? Like, maybe she got into a fight with them, and then they got in the car and drove off and got in an accident or something? I think that's what she's saying. I think it's what's being foreshadowed here. But I think people forget about the things they're happy with. The things they'd never trade for the world. And she takes a deep breath. This moment is definitely one of them. She scoots close to me. At this point, our hips are touching, and the attractive scent of her perfume wafts its way into my nose. Oh, the temptation to just grab her and kiss her right now. I agree 100%, Yuri. There's things I regret too. The past year has been great, with the divorce and the loneliness. I tend to face her. But all of that is in the past now. Now I'm up here, holding hands with a beautiful girl, ready to celebrate the new year. An intense blush covers Yuri's face, and she looks away for a moment or two. When she looks back at me, there's a coy smile on her face. I never knew you were this romantic. We steadily move closer and closer. I can feel her warm breath. On my face. Closer, closer, until... bang. The loud sound of a firework going off makes both of us jump. Great, now we're being cock-blocked by fireworks. God damn it. And I still can't find a good spot for the music, because it keeps going really quiet and then really loud. The loud sound of a firework going off makes both of us jump. The familiar feeling of disappointment returns, but only for a moment. The intense colors and fervent display of the first round of fireworks are too good to ignore. Aww. We got our arm around her, I think. Standing here like a superhero. Here to save the day, the bricklayer. Dense as fuck. The once dark sky explodes into life, illuminated by a magnificent display of reds, yellows, greens, and blues, all fighting for dominance in the canvas that is the night sky. As the sounds roar, Yuri slides up to me, resting the back of her head on my neck as she looks up into the dazzling display. Suddenly, my war flashbacks return and I break her neck. Despite the loudness and brightness of the pyrotechnics, they don't at all feel overwhelming. In a way, it feels like they're our fireworks. Our own celebration of not just the new year, but a personal celebration of the newfound relationship between Yuri and I. With the rainbow of colors dancing across the atmosphere, it's hard to believe that the skies were an empty dark blue just a few moments ago. I can even see the sight in front of me reflected in Yuri's violet eyes. Another color I could get lost in. I can't find a good volume for the game, man. Hang on, I can probably just like... There we go. That's a little bit better. Here we go. These are breathtaking. I've seen New Year's fireworks before, but only on television. Never like this. I feel like I'm up there with them. I knew it was worth the intense cardio to get up here. Which one is your favorite? Oh, there's so many good choices. I love that little purple one. It's not as big or bold as some of the others. But it's a sight to behold in its own right. I figured you'd say the purple one. It's a good choice. I'm a sucker for the big ones, though. The way they shoot up, and, you know, there's going to be a big explosion, makes the wait worth it. I hope that could be foreshadowing for something good or something very bad. We're about to see. A smaller firework whizzes by, moving horizontally across the sky. Another whirls by in a frantic spiral, shooting a luminous light as it goes. Another takes the form of a shooting star, leaving a glistening trail in its wake. Did you see that one, Sefchi? I love how it's meant to emulate a shooting star. It must be so fun to design fireworks, knowing that your creations will awe and amaze people. There's an almost childlike sense of playfulness in her voice, the kind I normally associate with Sayori. It's refreshing to see such pure innocent joy in her. Eventually, the fireworks start to wear off. With one last huge explosion, the yellow lights flicker out, leaving the night sky to remain empty once more. Worth it, huh? Definitely. Oh, Sefchi, that was perhaps the best way to start off the year. Thank you for everything. Now that the show is over, we're pretty much back to where we were before we were interrupted. With my heart hammering away, my face inches closer and closer to Yuri's. And this time, I know full well there won't be anything to get in the way. I close my eyes as I feel warm, soft lips on my own. We're in it, boys! We got there! Turning it volume back up now the fireworks are gone. Alright, I'm just leaving it in 26.5. It's good. The feeling is indescribable. It just feels so right. Her pace is slow and passionate, and I'm able to easily match her rhythm. Yuri hums contentedly as I hold her hips and pull her closer to me. Her hands are linked around the back of my neck, pulling me into the kiss. I gently rest my hands on her neck and the side of her face. The softness of her skin matches the softness of her lips. After a while, we eventually break apart. With her face this close to mine, I can see every eyelash, and more worryingly, the tears that are forming in her eyes. Yuri, are you okay? I'm fine. Sorry, that was just a really intense moment for me. Hey, it's okay. Take your time. It was pretty overwhelming on my end as well. I'm here for you, and I'm not going anywhere. She clings to me a little harder. Do you really mean that? Of course I do. Even
Even if I were to show you the parts of me that I'm ashamed of, would you still stay with me? Yuri? That's not even a question. Of course I would. I wouldn't leave you for anything. Thank you. Thank you. She wraps her arms around me and rests her head on my chest. I'm a little taken aback, but take the opportunity to plant a kiss on the top of her head. I'm curious, though, what exactly did she mean by parts of me that I'm ashamed of? Nah, now isn't the time to ask. So... I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend now, huh? Yes, I suppose we are. New semester's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yes. It most definitely will be. With a smile, she gently grasps my hand and leads me down towards the door. I am still hardly daring to believe my luck. Yuri actually kissed me? I must be the luckiest guy in the world. But not for long! Act 3? Is this Act 3 finally? It should be. Hey, Act 3! Oh god, there's blood on that page. Oh no. Act 3, Old Wounds. Everything I touch crumbles down in this imaginary world. How many times have I... Okay, I didn't read all of it. I think it said how many times have I said what if. I hope we've made good choices. As my eyes slowly flutter open and the last vestiges of sleep leave my body, I run my hands through my hair, thinking about how my life is in its current state. Compared to how last January started, it's definitely a lot different. For one, I actually have a girlfriend now. We kissed, and it's a given that we like each other, so why do I still feel a little uneasy? Could it be that I actually realized that my girlfriend might be a psychopath? Is it because I still find it hard to believe that Yuri likes a guy like me? A clever, gorgeous, sophisticated girl like that? Self-doubt really has a way of eating you up from the inside. Tell me about it, brother. There's no point dwelling on it, FG. She chose you for a reason, okay? Yeah, this year's got off to a good start, so let's keep it that way. A slow smile creeps onto my face as I get out of bed and start my morning routine. It's going to be an interesting year. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, okay, just checking. Well, one thing I could do without is the bitter cold. It's always freezing around this time of the year. At least I'll have Yuri to warm me up. Her love for snuggling up with indoors... That wasn't right. Her love for snuggling up indoors with a book in hand might just come in very handy. I love snuggling. I keep saying it. I say it at least once per route, but... Dude, just snuggle... Perfect date. Snuggle with me on the couch, watch TV, I'm in heaven. She's also so warm whenever we hug. I have no clue who this is. Based on the sarcasm, I would guess it's Monica?
Okay, everyone. Really interesting patch of wall, huh?
In an attempt to hastily break out of my trance, I make a mental effort to bring myself to focus on the girl in front of me. What? Nice impression of Monica, by the way. Emmy giggles. Come on. This is the first time in a while I keep forgetting what Emmy's voice is. I think it's like a heavy Valley girl. Come on. This is the first time in a while that I've been so early, so I want to see the look on Sakurai's face. I grin. Lead the way. How was your Christmas break anyway? Pretty good, yeah. She must have picked up on the happiness in my voice as she bounces on the spot excitedly. I can tell what her next question is going to be. Oh, and why is that? Well, it's always nice spending Christmas with some friends, you know? There's a mischievous smile on her face that puts me slightly on edge. Especially when those friends are girls, huh? And of course, that mischievous smile on her face is followed by a knowing smirk. What are you trying to say, Emmy? You trying to say I'm not a simp anymore? That I touched the girl and therefore I lost my simp card? Screw you. I'm a simp to the end. Simp for life. Don't judge me. Yuri Safchi. Wait, that is her name, right? The girl with the purple hair? I don't know what her voice has become at this point. I'm just rolling with it. Yeah? Why? Oh, nothing. I saw you guys together on New Year's Eve, that's all. Well, there go my hopes of being subtle. Fudge. So, tell me everything. Thankfully, I'm spared from telling Emmy everything as the classroom door swings open and Sakurai strolls in. After sitting down his papers, he turns to address the class. Howdy, everyone. I hope you all had a good break. Seth, she certainly did. I nudge her in the ribs. Oh, and why's that? Come on, brain, think of something. If you can somehow convince a girl like Yuri to like me, you must be capable. I'm just, well, I did a lot of reading on 20th century history, so I'm, in a great position to hit the ground running this semester. Sakurai does not look entirely convinced, but he nods. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll be able to answer a lot of the questions that are coming up then. He chortles and turns to face the blackboard. I love that word, chortle. I never use it. I should, though. It's a good word. I glare at Emmy, only to be met by a childlike grin. The 1920s and the 1930s, guys. Believe me, these are some interesting years. I really gotta work on my voices. Because when I do them on my own, I feel like they're good, and then I watch the VODs back, and I'm like, oh, they could be better. And just like that, the lesson's begun. Sometime later, I find myself wandering down to the club room. As I get closer to the door, I spot a familiar figure. A nervous smile works its way into my face. Good morning, Sefchi. Good morning, Yuri. Excuse me, it's nice to see you again. She smiles shyly, after waving away that burp that just blew right in her face. There's no hiding the red blush that's crept up onto her face. And you, Sefchi? There's an awkward silence for a moment. Of course, it's a given Yuri doesn't really know how to take a compliment, although that's part of what makes it so endearing. Shall we go inside then? I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hungry. She looks relieved at the change of topic. Yes, I was just about to suggest that. It's rather convenient timing that we were both let out at the same time, don't you think? That, or both of our teachers happen to be hungry. You're the analytical one, so I'll leave that up to you. With a small laugh, she opens the door and leads us through. Did she skip class and just wait here for us? Like, I can't drop the idea in my head that I think Yuri might be crazy. Like, ever since I saw her crazy expression from the last stream, it's just like, oh god, no. Oh god, no. Not this again. She gonna stab me? To my surprise, we're the last ones in. Monika and Sayori look deep in conversation about something, while Natsuki has her face firmly hidden behind some manga. The girls look over, well, Monika and Sayori do, and give us a brief smile before turning back to the conversation. I will never be able to settle on the music. I keep changing the volume even though I keep telling myself I'm not going to. I should just turn the volume down in-game. I feel like that would work. Should we go over and talk to them? Yuri pauses for a moment as her eyes briefly go over to the other club members. She eventually shakes her head. Well, I wouldn't. It seems like they're all engrossed in their own thing. Fair enough, works for me. I think I get the feeling that Yuri might be a little possessive. I mean, I know she's shy, and it could just very well be me like overthinking this and that she's just shy, but I'm also worried that it's gonna end up like it did in Vanilla, where Yuri just tries to monopolize our time. That's terrifying. We both take a seats and pull out our food. Unsurprisingly, Yuri's meal looks a lot fancier than mine. I motion towards it. Homemade, I'm guessing? Yes, you can never go wrong with a vegetable stir-fry paired with rice. The combination of flavors is always satisfying to the taste buds. Yeah, I remember you saying. Oh, I don't sound like a broken record, do I? Huh? No, not at all. I just remember it because I thought it was really interesting how much food meant to you. She doesn't look entirely convinced, but she starts eating nonetheless. A brief silence falls between us. Even though she's looking at her food, I get a shrewd suspicion that her focus is elsewhere. Please don't look at my small penis. Say, Sefchi. Hmm? Have you given much thought to what you want to do after school? Probably go home and watch anime. Why? We briefly make eye contact. Seeing Yuri narrow her eyes, trying to figure out if I was being sarcastic or serious, is strangely enjoyable in a silly sort of way. Eventually she realizes I'm joking and smiles as she shakes her head softly. You know what I mean. Truthfully, I don't really know. It's not really something I've spent a lot of time thinking about, if I'm being honest. I probably should give it some thought, but I guess it just isn't high on my priority list. I always wander over to Sayori and Monica. Sayori looks like she's a little sad about something, while Monica's apparently trying to cheer her up. The sight of them talking makes me feel grateful, but also a little guilty. As much as I've enjoyed spending time with Yuri, I haven't really seen much of Sayori over the past few months. Still, it's good to know that she has other friends, right? Given how we're only second years, it's understandable. I return my gaze to Yuri. Judging by the look on your face, you've probably spent a little more time than I have on the matter. I suppose you could say that. Let me guess, you want to go to university? To study something like Japanese. Was I really that obvious? It was just a really fitting pick, that's all. I suppose it is. I imagine you're excited to go. To university? Yes and no, actually. On the one hand, university can be such a stimulating place, the amount of things you can learn while you're there. At high school, you're naturally limited by what your teachers choose to teach. From what I've gathered, you're given much more independence at the undergraduate level. But on the other hand, I've been at school for almost all of my life. To make that jump, especially if I were to go to a new part of the country, well, it definitely invokes a lot of anxiety. There's a comfort to be had in routine. I know exactly what to expect, well, for the most part, with school. Humans naturally dislike change, and as exciting as I think higher education will be, it comes at a cost. Well, when you put it like that, yeah, I can definitely see what you mean. But I think it's something we all have to go through at some point, right? Even if we just go straight into work after leaving school. My eyes wander over to Natsuki. Her position hasn't changed in the slightest. Man, that manga must be pretty damn good. Yuri follows my line of sight. Her eyes land on Natsuki as well. Given the already thoughtful look on her face, it's hard to tell if her thoughts have changed. Natsuki's only a first year, so I suppose there wouldn't be much sense in having this conversation with her. I don't think my post-school plans had even crossed my mind back when I first got into high school. What about Sayori? Have you ever spoken about this with her? Not really. We only began talking to one another a couple of months ago, and I catch myself just in time. Mentioning that Sayori and I haven't had much time to ourselves because I've spent so much time with Yuri would just make Yuri feel bad. Well, I guess there just hasn't been a right time. Besides, she never really struck me as someone who really gave much thought to her future. Kind of like me. Whereas someone like Monica, well, the impression I get from her is that she's probably got a plan. I chuckle to myself, remembering how my parents used to say that my school years would flash by in the blink of an eye. I need water. Drink! I've had this conversation with Mom and Dad before. Whoops, that's the wrong voice. I've had this conversation with Mom and Dad before. It was a while ago, though. I think they wanted me to go to university, so I guess our plans aren't too far off. I'm guessing you had a similar conversation with your parents, right? Stop it! Stop it! Yuri? Yes, I think so. The vague, uncertain nature to her answer throws me off guard for moments. But I'm not given much time to push it as Monica suddenly turns to us.
Hey, Too. Sorry about not saying hi just now. I was a little preoccupied.
Yeah, it's all good. Everyone seemed to be doing their own thing, so I didn't think anyone really noticed. You okay, Sayori? You looked a little down when we walked in.
Oh, I'm fine. What made you think that?
I don't know. I guess it just looked like Monica was trying to cheer you up about something. Just how I interpreted the situation, that's all. I see myself dropping frames a little bit here and there. But I think it's not bad.
There's nothing wrong, silly. How was your New Year's Eve?
I glanced toward Yuri. There's a faint blush on her cheeks. It was really something. The look on Sayori's face goes from quizzical to understanding as she puts 2 and 2 together.
2 plus 2 is 5.
Oh, you two are 5! You're together, aren't you? I reach out and gently weave Yuri's hand into mine. Yeah, we are.
I knew there was something going on between you two! Now I'm horribly depressed! Yay! I'm so happy for you guys!
Sari's smile is so huge, it's almost bordering on insincere. Great! That's precisely what this club needs. Lovey-dovey mushy stuff.
I'm surprised you'd even notice said mushy stuff with how absorbed into your manga you seem to be.
It doesn't block out the sound of people kissing, you know. That sounds like it came from personal experience. She tips her manga down to glare at me. I grin and raise my free hand up in a comedic display of self-defense.
To be fair, she has a point. PDAs are a major no-no for me.
Don't worry, we'll save all the physical stuff when you guys aren't around. What? Why are you all looking at me like that? You never really think before you open your mouth, do you? What do you mean? The sound of the bell ringing cuts my question short, and soon after, the sound of scraping chairs fills the air as everyone starts packing up to retreat. Tactical retreat. It's only as we're all heading towards the door do I realize why what I just said caused so much awkwardness. Oh! I didn't mean it's too guys! But Monica, Natsuki, and Siri are already gone. Desperately, I turn to Yuri. You knew what I really meant, right? I awkwardly rub the back of my head. Yuri? You know, you're quite endearing when you're flustered. She smiles and heads off. Oh, this game is on! It is so on! I'm putting cheese in your waffles later. Where did that even come from? I have no idea. That was so random. I don't know why that was the first thing I thought of, but it was. I don't remember when the last time I saved was. I think it was here. Yeah, this is good. That's fine. I ain't making decisions yet, so. It's nice to have a date to myself for once. Seems like it's been a while since I haven't made plans for the weekend. Funny thing what joining a single club can do to your social life. Oh, I just realized my ringer's not on. That'd be helpful if it was. Oh, Katrina went live. Neat. That's probably an exaggeration on my part, though. I'm just so used to staying in on the weekends that whenever I do go out, it's a huge deal in my mind. Let's see, what should I do? I'm suddenly overwhelmed by the possibilities. Well, guess I should start by brushing my teeth and getting dressed. A fresh, minty taste permeates my mouth. Unfortunately, orange juice is out of the question for now. Yeah, why would you brush your teeth right before eating? I usually eat breakfast first. And then worry about that. Or I brush my teeth like really early in the morning and then have breakfast like an hour later. How would you do that to yourself? Might as well make another foray into the world of cooking. Through the fridge to Narnia. What was one of the recipes you were talking about before? Egg rice? It sounded pretty simple back then. Let's see if it actually is. I half-heartedly swill some rice around in a bowl full of water. It's been a while since I cooked rice for myself. I'm just too impatient to wait for it to cook. Let's start. Egg rice is pretty good. The mouthful is kind of slimy, but the taste is there. I don't know if I actually cooked it correctly, but how badly could I have messed up such a simple recipe? I might make it again the next time I'm too lazy to make something more complex. Which is to say, basically every meal. This has got to be more... It's only been an hour and my brain's already like, I'm sick of this! No more! Let's go on YouTube and look at videos of rabbits! Why the fuck not? Anything but this! This has got to be more healthy than instant meals though, right? I wonder if Yuri's eating this right now too. Yuri. She's on my doorstep staring in my window. Oh god. She did say that she eats it for breakfast quite often. It's like that cheesy saying where people are connected by the same moon overhead. But instead of the moon, we're connected by eggy rice. Yuri does wake up way earlier than me, though, so she's probably finished eating by now. Speaking of Yuri, I should probably make some headway on one of the countless books she's recommended to me if I want to be able to keep up with her. Let's see. Sorry for moving the mic. I've only gotten through a few more chapters in the book, but I'm already feeling restless. The plot isn't bad, but the themes seem a bit elusive to me. It interestingly employs a stream of consciousness style... my brain. It interestingly employs a stream of consciousness style of narration, too, that I'm not used to reading. I wonder if Yuri ever gets bored when reading. It's not like she's some inhuman reading machine, so there must be some writers who she dislikes. Knowing her, she'd be the type of person to soldier on and finish the book anyway, despite her feelings toward it. I'm like that with animes. I don't watch them as much anymore because I had to ditch my Verve subscription, but I would have days sometimes where I would just, like, sit down and binge an entire anime all the way through in one sitting. Ah, water! I just spilled water on myself. I would just sit down and binge an entire anime in one sitting. And even if the anime was bad, I would continue to watch it. I would just watch it until it was done. To this day, I think there's only one anime. I guess two now. There's another one that I started but didn't finish because I had to cancel my Verve subscription before I could finish it. But there was another one that just made me so absolutely uncomfortable that I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm done. We're not finishing this. I got through the first. I quit on it halfway, not even barely halfway through the first episode. And then I was like, oh, I should at least finish the first episode and see if it changes. And then I continued, and it only got worse. And I was just like, okay, I'm done. It was Conception, in case anyone was wondering. Conception was weird. It's just like, yes, we need you to impregnate 12 girls in order to save the world. You're gonna do it in this room, this circular room on this silk velvet bed. And also, we're all gonna watch you while you do it. Along with this weird, creepy imp thing. I'm like, look, I'm usually pretty immune to, like, weird, ecchi shit, but this is too far. This is too much even for me. But yeah, Yuri really is my spirit animal. Anyway, maybe I should go outside and stretch my legs for a bit, then come back to the book later with fresh eyes. It's that type of winter day outside. It's sunny, yet still chilly. Yeah, look how sunny it is. My god. The clear, cold sunshine lights up the uniformly gray sky. Oh, okay, so it's a gray sky. Never mind. This kind of sunlight has always reminded me a bit of the hue of fluorescent lights. It makes the air seem strangely crystalline. Fortunately for me, it's not cold enough to warrant bundling up in a bunch of layers. Just my sweater's enough to keep me comfortable. Some people have crazy cold tolerances. I'll never be able to reach the level of girls who can wear skirts in freezing winter. Speaking of which, there's a girl in a skirt approaching me. Looks like she's walking her dog. Isn't that Shiori? Oh my god, the dog! Oh my god, the dog! Hello, I am the dog. The dog canonically talks in this voice now. I am Shiori's dog. Hello. I forgot what Shiori's voice is, though. I'll give her Nico. I think I gave her that the first time, too. Hey, Shiori! What's up, Sethshi? I didn't know you lived this close to me. Oh, is that your house over there? I wouldn't say I live too close by. It's just that I take really long walks. Huh, maybe you should go on a run with Emmy sometime. As if I'd be able to keep up with her. Anyway, it's just my dog really likes being outside, so I hit two birds with one stone by getting both me and my dog exercise this way. Yes, I love going for walks! Is your dog talking? Isn't that right, Mochi? Mochi barks cheerfully in response, wagging his tail furiously. Yes, I love walks! Walks are good! We go for a walk now! We continue to walk! I love the walking! Mochi. That's a cute name. It matches his look, too. He's really just a huge ball of white fur. Yep. Samia... What the hell is that word? dog breed? How the hell do you pronounce this? Please, save me, Google. Samoyed. Got it. Yep, Samoyeds look kind of like gigantic blobs of white mochi, don't they? I mean, maybe if you squint really hard and have terrible vision. You just don't know how to appreciate dogs or mochi. So, are you out enjoying the sunny day as well, or are you gonna pop back into your nasty otaku den after this? Well, I decided to take a walk. Hey, I do not have a nasty otaku den. I wouldn't even call myself an otaku. Just because a guy dabbles in the occasional anime or manga doesn't mean that he's an otaku. I mean, I guess I have like 200,000 figurines in my house too. Oh fuck. It's immediately dawns on me like, I am an otaku. And I do have a dirty otaku den. Oh no! I even keep doujins in my desk drawer. You didn't hear that. Don't forget the video games. Oh yeah, wait! Don't worry, I won't tell any girls about it. How do you even know what hobbies I'm into? Look, just because I don't confiscate the manga you read in class doesn't mean I don't notice it. You should be thankful you have such a chill class rep. Otherwise, next time you swap manga with your buddies, you might find yourself in huge trouble. Says the girl who wildly modifies her uniform. And just so you know, the girls I hang out with don't mind those things. Or at least, I don't think so. Pfft, I'm just teasing you, FG. Yeah. Do you have cram school or something after this? I assume that's why you're wearing your uniform out. Do you have cram school or something after this? I assume that's why you're wearing your uniform out on Saturday. Nah, it's just a habit from my old school. I used to go to this really prestigious private school that required everyone to wear their uniforms outside. Like, every high school student wears their uniform when they go to academic-related things like cram school. But we had to I didn't read that line right, hang on. Like, every high school student wears their uniform when they go to academic-related things like cram school. But we had to wear our uniforms when we were just hanging out outside of school, too. Something about holding ourselves accountable for our conduct both in and out of school sounds suffocating. No kidding. Yeah, it sounds like... I already forgot what the dog's voice is, Tim. Yeah, it sounds really awful. Please pet me, master. The headmaster had a giant stick up his butt. So, are you overcompensating with your current uniform, then? Making up for all those years you couldn't customize your uniform? Let's just say that I'm glad the rules are less strict at our school. Mochi suddenly balks and tugs at his leash, causing Shuei to stumble a bit. I want to go now, master! I want to continue our walkies! Okay, Mochi. Looks like he wants to get going now. I'll see you at school, FG. See ya. Mochi runs off with a struggling Shuei in tow. Walkies! Walkie. Just gonna mark that for later. That's gonna be fun to highlight after this. Mochi runs out. I already read that. Well, but I should probably head back in to finish my book anyhow. It's night by the time I flip over the last page of the novel and snap the cover shut. That's one book down and a billion more to go. Are you proud of me yet, Yuri? I'm about to contemplate rewarding myself by binging an anime series when my cell phone rings. Speak of the devil, it's Yuri. I'm guessing that she's not calling to praise me on my literary accomplishments. Hey, Yuri, what's up? Hang on. Let me scroll through a little bit here. What kind of voice mods do I have on standby?
Does this one sound good? No. Hold on. Give me an echo for a second. Just give me a second. This? Maybe? This one? No. Cop walkie-talkie? Probably not. No, fuck no. Cop radio? Cop radio? Fuck, no. What else do we got? What's in here? Is there like no cell phone mod? I have no idea. What about this one? No, it's just the same one from before. Oh, okay, I give up.
I give up. Said it back to Monica. Alright, I tried. Hello, Sefchi. Just calling to say hi? Yes, I suppose so. Am I interrupting something? I hope I'm not bothering you. I was almost expecting the profile picture to change, so I was surprised when it didn't. Nah, don't worry. You're all good. I just finished one of the books you recommended me. Oh? Which one? It was that translated story about the thief who gets released from jail and becomes obsessed with the people who put him there. And how did you like it? Think I liked it overall, but it kind of made me feel a bit depressed too. How so? Well, the protagonist definitely isn't totally moral himself. I mean, he's a thief and ends up killing people by the end. But I couldn't help sympathizing with him. He lost everything while in jail, even his family, and just couldn't find his way back into society. Is it true, though? Is it true that he absolutely couldn't help but slip back into his old ways, though? I guess not. He did have a mentor who gave him shelter and advice. Still, I found myself agreeing with him when he started to become a sort of anarchist revolutionary. I suppose you commiserated with the lack of justice from the protagonist's point of view. Yeah, I did like how ironic the ending was. The main character spends the whole book killing his enemies, traitors, and dogs, but in the end gets killed by police dogs. I think that I would agree with you on the story being a rather melancholic one. It's quite the existential bit of literature. However, I do disagree with the protagonist's actions myself. The way I see it, while the main character's life is unfair in some aspects, he also uses his anger and anarchistic ideas to hide his own flawed character. After all, the story employs first-person narration in the stream of consciousness, so there's an element of an unreliable narrator in there. That's true. He did try justifying some pretty bad things. But in the end, death is the greatest equalizer. Just as the protagonist dies, so shall his supposed enemies. It really makes you think about the futility of life. Yeah. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say to that. Man, what a depressing turn this conversation's taken. Do you think that the main character could have changed, though? Do you think that even the worst person can change? Do you think that people can change? That even the worst person can be good if they just tried? Yeah, me neither. Well, I got one more question for you. Do you want to have a bad time? Because if you take one more step, you're really not gonna like what happens next. Sorry, don't mind me. Just quoting Undertale over here. I mean, if he were a real person or something. Well, it's not as though people are locked into certain personalities and dispositions at birth. I believe that people's experiences can deeply change how they see the world. The main character certainly had the ability to change, but all the events that happened to him caused him to become misanthropic and embittered. I'd agree with that. This kind of touches on the nature versus nurture debate too, right? Nature versus nurture. One of the biggest questions regarding the human condition. I'm inclined to focus on how people's environments affect them, rather than on what they're genetically predisposed to do myself. That's one of the reasons why I love reading people's both real and fictional stories so much. I feel like that story should have been first, but that's okay. You get to see how the characters develop through all the conflicts they endure. Damn it, I was critical again. I'm trying to be less critical in life. Like, growing up, like right when I got into high school, I realized I never critique anything, so I was trying to force myself to be critical more often, and now I'm too critical. And I gotta try to tone it down. It's almost like a parent watching their child grow, but sped up to fit in the few hours it would take you to read the book. It might only take you a few hours, but it'd probably take me much longer than that. It doesn't seem to take a long time when you become completely absorbed by the story. And what's amazing about literature is that it can even make you sympathize with despicable people by showing you how their mindsets are warped by their experiences. But how do you know how much of a person's personality can be attributed to nature or nurture? There's no real way you can measure that kind of thing. Oh, good point. What if your brain is wired in a way that makes you more likely to enjoy things like literature and tea? Maybe dopamine gets released in your brain in a different way than it does in mine. That's just an example, though. I'm no neuroscientist. Perhaps how much is the wrong question. It may be more accurate to ask something along the lines of how nature and nurture interact. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed the novel. I may be sending more recommendations your way soon. Great, more to add to the pile. Hold on, I still have a long list of books to go. Thanks for giving me all these recommendations, though. It's really helped ease me back into the literary world. Someday I'll learn to enunciate. Well, if you count the children's books I read as a kid as part of the literary world. Of course, FG. I'm always happy to share my love for literature with others. I can practically hear the smile in her voice. You know, this is actually the first time today that I picked up my phone to use. Do you call people often, then? Nah, I mean, I mostly use it to play games and read random posts online. Today's been really quiet for me, though, in a good way. All I did was cook, read, and go for a walk. Oh, and talk to you. That sounds like a lovely day, Sefchi. Quite similar to mine, actually. Seems like you're really rubbing off on me. We laughed together a bit at that. These gentle moments with Yuri, I wish they could last forever. I hope that that's a good thing. Are you kidding me? Of course it is! My mom would kill for a daughter like you. I realized too late what I just implied. Good one, Sefchi. Nice job. Yuri's probably gonna hang up from embarrassment now with how shy she is. I mean, you definitely have better grades than me and stuff. I'm sure you're simply doubting yourself. Anyway, it's getting a bit late now, so... Yeah, well, I'll talk to you later. See you in school, Sefchi. See ya. Smooth, Sefchi. Smooth. Smooth like a baby's bottom. Smooth like a mirror. Smooth like butter on toast. Smooth like whatever the opposite of sandpaper is, I guess. This is so dumb. Anyway. Another day, another 7 or so hours spent indoors and... I'm gonna try that sentence again. Another day, another 7 or so hours spent indoors at school. Countless hours lost training to enter the rat race of corporate life, conditioning us to equate wealth to self-worth. Well, let's get dressed. I love the idea that he's just that silence was just me being like, where the hell did that come from? No time for breakfast today, unfortunately. I'm not going to degrade myself by running around with toast in my mouth either, so an empty stomach it is. Maybe I can grab a coffee from a vending machine somewhere. I wouldn't mind snagging bread from the school store either. Melon bread has always been my favorite, if a bit childish. Sarah's always liked it a lot too. Well, I guess she'd like any kind of sweet bread. Oh, curry bread is really good as well. It's definitely a comfort food to me. Fried bread with a curry filling. Man, I'm making myself hungry. You're only torturing yourself here, Sefchi. I can't help but feel something niggling at the back of my mind. It's a weird, nebulous feeling. Like something's just a bit off. Don't tell me I forgot something. Quickly hoisting my bag in my arms, I riffle through its contents. I think I meant to say rifle. Nope, it looks like all my homework and workbooks are here. Well, no use driving myself crazy over it. Was it his... Did I forget my lunch again? If I have all my stuff with me, it can probably wait. It's probably not that important anyway. It's gonna be my lunch again, isn't it? Within a few minutes, the school comes into view. Wait a minute. I stop cold, mentally facepalming myself. I'm not walking with Sayori. Actually, I haven't walked to school with her in a while. That was my second guess. Actually, honestly, Sayori was my first guess, and then lunch was my second guess. Now that I think about it, the last time I walked with her was before winter break. By this time, I'm virtually in front of the school, though, so it'd be totally overkill to rush back just so I could walk with her. Besides, it's nearly time for school to start. If she isn't nearly here by now, she's gonna be late. And if I go to look for her, it'll be too late. It feels a bit like I'm betraying her, though. With one last glance back, I step through the school gates. I'll just have to check up on her at the club. Who knows? Maybe she started coming to school earlier. Wouldn't be harder to get here earlier than me, after all. I've got to remember to catch up with her one of these days. Sayori. When we were kids, we were practically inseparable. What happened to us? Best friends forever, huh? Poggers. Poggers! Hey, Sad Kitty. We hit Act 3, and, we are now officially dating Yuri. But kind of like in the original game, Yuri... I can sense that Yuri is slowly monopolizing our time a little bit. Not too much yet, but just subtly. I rest my head on my hands and close my eyes, letting Sakurai's droning wash over me. Soon enough, I can barely register the lecture going on in the background. Anyway, how are you, Sad Kitty? What's up with you? Besides, this. Sayori was pretty cute as a kid. She used to always wear tank tops and shorts. Her hair was just as messy back then as it is now. It's kind of embarrassing to admit, but we thought that we'd get married in the future. Of course, kids don't really get what marriage actually is. But we just kind of expected everything to stay the same, forever. Forever's a long time, though, and nothing panned out the way we thought it would. I wonder if she regrets losing contact for so long. Funny thing, how you can drift apart despite being neighbors. I don't know if I'd say that she's changed a lot, but things are still pretty different. Not to mention that I've definitely changed too. And now, Yuri. How I managed to get a girl like Yuri to fall for me, I'll never know. If anything, my dating Yuri now shows how much I've changed. From hanging out with loudmouth, bubbly girls to quiet, bookish types. Maybe that whole opposites attract thing is true. Not that our personalities are so different. I feel like I'm becoming more and more like her every day. Or at least, I hope so. Intelligent, well-spoken, soothing. Well, it's not like she doesn't have her flaws, though. It seems like Yuri has plenty of baggage herself. The social anxiety, for one thing. With any luck, I'll be able to rub off on Yuri too and help her with some of her issues. I don't expect that I'll be able to cure her or anything by myself, but hopefully I'll be able to support her where she needs it. It's funny how much brighter the future can seem if you can be together with someone you truly care about. Together. Forever? Eh? What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Eh? Huh? Sayori?
You said we would be together forever.
Wait.
So why?
But that was when we were kids.
Why did you leave me all alone?
I'm sorry,
Is my friendship not enough?
I don't know what happened.
I thought that you wanted me around again. When we started walking together again. But I guess I was wrong.
No, that's not it.
This is who you really want, right?
Stop, it's not like that. What the hell is going on? I'm so scared.
I just hope that the same thing won't happen to her.
That's not what happened. We can't stay in the past like this. I'm sorry about what happened between us, but...
Please don't break her heart just like you did mine.
This isn't healthy. We can't change the past. Please, just hear me out.
Why aren't you saying anything?
I'm trying. I really am.
Please just say something. I don't want it to be like how it was before. Don't leave me without a word for years. Tell me that you're not going to run away again.
I was scared.
Tell me that you can at least face me. Please.
I'm sorry, Sayori.
Sefji.
But... no matter how many times I apologize, it won't change anything. We have to move on from this, otherwise we won't be able to fix anything. I didn't choose Yuri over you. I care about you both, just in different ways. Please, Sayori, let's look forward to the future together. You, me, Yuri, even Natsuki and Monica. Let's all support each other. Friends forever, right? Isn't that right, Yuri? Yuri? Oh my god. What is happening? The past is never dead. It's not even past. Huh? That's a quote from Requiem for a Nun by Faulkner. I am so scared. What? I don't expect that you've read any of his works, though. You're not much of a reader, are you? I am so scared. You'll never be able to keep up with me, you know. I can tell that you're you're being insincere every time we speak about literature. That's not true at all. You don't have to keep up all your false pretenses, Sefji. Otherwise, you'll just come off as pseudo-intellectual. Yuri, why? Well, Sefji, what do you have to say for yourself? Sefji? Stop. Sefji? No! Sefji! Ah! Jeez, Sefji, if you want to sleep in class, you'd really be stealthier. What? Sleep? So it was just a dream then? Oh my god. There's no water in here. Just like, oh my god. What just fucking happened? Like, what the hell? I don't even... I have nothing. I have no words. I have no commentary. I have no criticisms. There's nothing. Like, I've been stumped on things to say before on stream. This is new. It's just, there's nothing up there. There's nothing in here. But there's plenty going on in here, in my heart, which is beating Doki Doki like crazy and not in a good way. I am so scared. Let me make a stream marker real quick. Lots of H's. Oh my god. So, it was just a dream then? It takes me a moment to get my bearings back, but once my head clears, I'm back in reality. And in this case, reality is history class. How the hell am I supposed to control how I wake up? By not sleeping so deeply, for one thing. Yeah, I called your name a bunch of times before you woke up. You're lucky that we were supposed to be doing a group activity right now. Otherwise, it might have been Sakurai waking you up with a slap from the workbook. Yeah. Very good class rep you are, letting classmates sleep in class. Hey, I can report you if you want me to. No, I think I'm good, thanks. I'd be good after taking a nice long nap, too. Hey, give me a break. Yet another school day is done and over with. We're just going to overlook everything that just happened. Fortunately, the rest of my classes were less eventful. Now I've got to try and stay awake in the literature club. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Just that really, I was not expecting anything like that from this game. I mean, just like, oh my god. Nothing is okay. Everything is awful. Oh, let me make sure it's all wet. Oh god. Everything is awful. Everything is fogged and I'm super scared. Well, now I get to deal with the right shirt for the rest of this stream.
Just gonna mark that real quick.
My phone suddenly begins to vibrate, and I step to the side of the corridor to check it. Huh? It's Monica. Scratch that. It's a new group chat she made for the literature club. That's actually pretty smart.
Hey guys, no club today. Sorry for the short notice, I have a class rep meeting.
Natsuki.
Whoa, what? That Kamoji suits you perfectly, Natsuki.
Well, yeah, is that a pic of you in real life? Shut up! I chuckle to myself as I put my phone away. You could say I'm carrying the literature club around in my pockets now. My smile turns to a sigh, though, as I watch everyone around me rushing to the respective clubs. Guess it's the go-home club for me today. I'm home! Tadaima! Maybe I'll take a quick nap. Not like my mom's home to nag me about it. Flopping down on the bed, I bury my face in the covers. However, my relaxation is cut short when my phone rings, startling me out of my daze. God damn it, this better be good. Oh, it's Yuri. Hello? Hello? Sefchi, hi. What's up, Yuri? Tell me if I'm being too forward. But would you mind if I came over to your house right now? Huh? Sure thing. Do you just want to hang out, or... well... This may be a bit strange for me to say, but... My house, it's a little too quiet for me today. It's not that I'm afraid in the traditional sense of the word, but... I feel very unsettled by myself. That really is weird. Yuri, of all people, having trouble with things being quiet? Huh? Are your parents not home? No, they aren't. Do you want me to meet you at your place and walk you back? We can take the bus, too. No, you really don't have to bother. It's seriously no bother. I'm not doing anything right now, so... No, it's fine, really. I want to walk by myself for a while and gather my thoughts. Well, if you're sure... call me if you need me to come, alright? Okay, thank you. I'll be seeing you shortly, then. See you in a bit. So, Yuri's coming over, huh? Quick! Hide all the dojins! Oh man, I really need to clean this place up. My porn mangas are everywhere. There's semen all over the walls. Instant regret. Instant regret. I can't help but think that it would have been easier for me to just go over to her place. Oh well, I've got to take better care of my house anyway. I can't believe how hard I'm breathing just from cleaning things up. Granted, I've really been speeding along to finish on time, but still. Right on cue, the doorbell rings. Hopefully I don't look as frenzied as I feel. Cut to him just looking like a freaking animal. It's like... Sefchi? Are you okay? I'll just take that as no. Hey, Yuri! Hello, Sefchi. Thanks for having me on such short notice. It's all good. What kind of boyfriend would I be if I wasn't accommodating to you? To be honest, it still feels a little surreal when I think about how I'm dating Yuri. And judging by the blush on Yuri's face, she feels the same way. Even if you say that, as your girlfriend, I should be considerate of your schedule too. Well, my schedule's completely free right now, so come on in. Yuri smiles a shy smile that pulls at my heart. A gust of wind whistles in through the open door, momentarily causing us to shiver. It's gotten pretty cold outside, huh? It's definitely winter. Although it's my favorite season. Help, I accidentally invaded Poland. Accidentally? How did you pull that off? What did you do? Like, how do you invade Poland by accident? It's definitely winter, although it's my favorite season. The chill can be less than comfortable. Good thing I know the perfect remedy for that. Cuddling together indoors with a good book. That does sound wonderful. Can I get you anything to drink? Any hot tea that you have would be perfect. Fine by me. I think I have some green or black tea left. I quickly pop into the kitchen and start searching through the cabinets. Pots, that was the wrong voice. Hang on. I quickly pop into the kitchen and start searching through the cabinets. Pots, pans, baking supplies, spices. Did I somehow run out? I don't know, mate. I drove someone with my Jeep, and now well, you know the rest. Well, I was about to say it's only illegal if you get caught. But, like, on the other hand, maybe just don't invade Poland. You know what I mean? You know, just, like, don't. If you see me pulling at my shirt a lot, by the way, it's just because I just splashed water over my face because we went through something very traumatizing a few minutes ago. Anyway, did I somehow run out? I don't even drink tea that often. As I shove a box of cake mix back onto a shelf, a couple of packets of powder fall onto the floor. Is that my cocaine? What's this? I wonder if this would do. Cocaine! Hey, I hope I didn't leave you waiting for too long. Really, it's fine. It makes me happy just being here. Not as happy as I am with you here. Man, when did I turn into such a cornball? That cheesy line made Yuri giggle at least. Anyway, I couldn't find any tea. But I did find this if you'd like to try it out. I hold up the packets of white powder. Okay, I'm done with that now. I hold up the packets of cocoa powder for Yuri to examine. Hot cocoa? I've never had the powder version before, but let's try it. Oh, your adventure side is coming out, huh? Maybe. I'm not one to turn down a hot drink during the winter. Let's get going then. And I accidentally summoned a succubus and my cousin looked like a... I'm assuming, I think you just forgot an R. Shriveled grape. I got you, okay. Accidentally summoned a succubus and that my cousin looks like a shriveled grape. Well, I'm sorry for your cousin. Yuri could be a succubus for all we know. There's a reason we saved her for last. She's dangerous. Within a few moments, we have to Within a few moments, we have 2 steaming mugs of instant cocoa in front of us. Having just been mixed, tan froth swirls into a spiral on the surface. Anyway, whatever it takes, I hope your cousin's okay. Like, is your cousin at least breathing? He got a wild time. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm sure he wouldn't change it, but, like, is he okay? Is he still breathing? Like, is he alive? You might want to check that. And don't be like, I shot him just to check. He's dead. Like, actually check and make sure he's okay. Yuri peers down into the liquid with a look of anticipation. I still can't believe that you've never had instant cocoa before. And I bet that you're the type of person to heat up the milk on the stove rather than the microwave, too. Microwaves are simply inferior devices compared to stoves. Pff, of course. Well, you gonna try it then? I suppose so. Sorry, I got distracted by the congestion in my nose right on that line. I was just kind of like, huh, my nose feels a little clogged. Interesting. She raises the mug to her lips and takes a hesitant sip. There's a strange look on her face. I mean, I don't expect an instant powder to be able to match up with the real thing, but I can't tell if she likes it or not. What do you think? I don't really know how to describe it. It tastes... like it was made from instant mix? Exactly. We both chuckle at that, filling the warm kitchen with warmer laughter. Yuri closes her eyes and sighs contentedly, tracing the rim of her mug with a finger. I don't know, he's flying around seeing random shit, so I guess he's alive. What happened to your cousin? Hey Con, I'm watching your stream while in school, lol, because we are allowed to have our phones out. As you should. As you should. Like, so long as I'm not disrupting your work. But yeah, watch me during school. Who cares? Yuri closes her eyes and sighs contentedly, tracing the rim of her mug with her finger. What class are you in, Link? I remember my mother making me hot cocoa during Christmas time when I was younger. Even now, I can never make my cocoa as creamy as she could. Don't you still have cocoa with your mom? Stop, Sefji! Her parents are dead! It's, like, obvious! Don't you still have cocoa with your mom? You can just freeload off of her. That is, I used to freeload off of her for many more things during the holidays. Once I even ended up eating all of her peppermint bark. Huh? I didn't know you had such a sweet tooth. Now that I think about it, though, Yuri has shown a propensity for eating sweets before. Well, it's a bit more understated now, but when I was in elementary school, I definitely did. I suppose I grew out of it. Anyway, I believe that one of the reasons why my mother started teaching me how to cook was because I was always asking her to cook something for me. That makes sense. I think my mom probably wishes she did that as well. I was quite the voracious eater as a child. If we'd been friends as kids, we probably could have eaten our parents out of house and home between the two of us. Actually, I guess Sarah and I kind of did that anyway. Sarah's appetite is forever insatiable, it would seem. Oh, what? That's not me. Sarah's appetite is forever insatiable, it would seem. That line did feel like a Yuri line and not a Sefchi line as I was reading it. You got that right. Did the two of you spend your Christmas times together then? Mm-hmm. We were practically thick as thieves within a week of our first meeting. I think we spent every single Christmas together until middle school. That was when you two drifted apart, wasn't it? Yeah, to be honest, I still feel kind of guilty about that. Was it not mutual? The diminishing of your friendship, I mean. It happened kind of naturally in my opinion, so I guess it was mutual? I don't know, that was around the time the divorce was happening, so I was preoccupied with my own angst at the time too. I'm sure that contributed a lot to it. I see. It's no wonder that you might have felt like not talking then. I guess so. Sayori, my mom, and I used to be really close back then. Your mother may be busy working now, but you can still maintain your relationship with Sayori, couldn't you? After all, you did spend this past Christmas with her, along with the rest of the literature club. I don't want to tell Yuri that I've been dropped. I don't want to tell Yuri that I've kind of dropped off in hanging out with Sayori again after getting to date her. Yeah, but I still feel like it's not enough to make up for everything. I read that really weird. Like, I'm not the only one with problems, right? Yes, but that doesn't invalidate your issues, Sefji. I really value her friendship, but at the same time, it'd feel weird to suddenly talk to her about this stuff. How am I supposed to act all moody with such a bright and bubbly girl? Hell, I don't even know much about her current life. I don't know who her friends are. I don't know who her other friends are, or whether she likes anyone, or if anyone likes her. So what gives me the right to butt back into her life again? But if you still want to remain close to her, and I suspect that you do, you'll have to somehow confront the guilt within you. Maybe if you speak to her about it, you'll find that she doesn't blame you for anything at all. Actually, I think that's what she'd likely say to you. Yeah, Sayori is the type of person to forgive and forget. I've always liked her optimism. It kind of balanced out my occasional cynicism. Where do you think the two of you would be if you hadn't drifted apart? I don't know. Really close, for one thing. I'm probably a lot more tired all the time from taking care of her. Have you seen the way she can come out of her house in the mornings? She can be pretty needy, but in a good way. I'm sure you're only exaggerating. After all, Sayori's a cute girl. Oh. Sefchi, you're the most oblivious guy in existence. If we hadn't drifted apart, I probably would have joined the literature club sooner, too. Then I could have met you sooner. Who knows? In another timeline, we could be celebrating our 1-year anniversary already. That's a relatively good save, isn't it? Maybe. I'd give anything in the world for these moments, though. When we were just talking together in a cozy place. I slide my fingers between hers and squeeze her hands, which remains limp in my grip. Please don't be as upset as my imagination is making you out to be. Suddenly, Yuri pushes her chair back and stands up. Sorry, but could I use the bathroom? Do not cut yourself. Do not take a dump in my bathroom either. Neither of the two. Uh-huh, of course. You know where it is, right? Yes, no, please excuse me. Yuri quickly leaves the room, leaving me alone with a long, cooled cocoa. Sefji, why do you always have to mess things up? I put my head down on the table, closing my eyes and letting out a heavy sigh. The table is cool on my forearms, but I can feel my cheeks heating up and... What is it? Embarrassments? Guilt? I can't tell. Just calm down, Sefji. Calm down. Huh? Did I manage to doze off? I must have developed narcolepsy or something. More importantly, though, where's Yuri? If she's still in the bathroom, I probably only knocked out for a minute or two. Holy, it's dark outside! A quick look at my phone confirms that I've been asleep for an hour. Maybe Yuri left already? It would be in character for her to not want to disturb me in my sleep. I'd better check the bathroom, though, just in case. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a very bad feeling about this. I don't like where this is going. I'm just going to, hang on, studio mode and face cam. I'm just going to have that ready to go. Is there a key binding to change in studio mode? Hang on. Start streaming, stop streaming, enable studio mode, disable studio mode, transition. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly set the T key to transition so that if something goes wrong here, I can immediately get us out of it. The door's closed, and I don't want to try the doorknob just in case Yuri's still in there. There's a sharp inhale, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Yuri, are you in there? A loud yelp sounds from within, followed by the clattering of something falling on the floor. Are you hurt? Hold on, I'm coming in. To my relief, the doorknob turns in my grasp. This might be an invasion of privacy, but if she's hurt... No. Oh my god, can I show this on Twitch? I don't know if I can. Hang on. Let me, Alright, give me a second, guys. I seriously am not sure if I can show this on Twitch. We're just gonna cover it with something. No, Yuri. Okay. And we're good. Hopefully she doesn't move too much. Yuri. Huh? She quickly pulls her sleeve down. I'm gonna leave that up just in case. She grimaces in pain as she does so. It must have agitated her fresh wounds. What? It seems that my brain is short-circuited. I have no idea where I should look. I somehow can't bring myself to make eye contact. Yuri's opted to hide her face behind a sheet of hair, nervously weaving a strand of hair between her fingers. Yuri, did you do that? Would you believe me if I said that I didn't? What did you use? Yuri's eyes dart downwards for a second. There's a bloody razor blade on the floor, the tiles around it splattered with tiny droplets of blood. I gingerly pick it up with 2 fingers and wrap it in a wad of toilet paper. Have you been cutting yourself in here this whole time? No answer. She still won't look at me. Why? Was it because of what I said? About Sayori? Yuri, I'm sorry, truly. I should have been more considerate. I didn't mean to come off that way. I was just... At this, she finally breaks the silence. No, Yuri, it's not your fault, Sefchi. I'm afraid that it's just me and my own failings. What are you talking about? If I hadn't said anything, this would have been inevitable. I don't get what you're saying. Could you help me understand, please? Okay. Could you give me a little time to clean up and think things through a bit? Of course, I'll be waiting in the living room. Wait, what is it? Do you need any help? I just need some bandages and rubbing alcohol to clean and dress my arm. There should be some in the medicine cabinet over there. Feel free to help yourself to anything you need. And tell me if you need any help. I got it. Now, excuse me. Alright, I think we're okay to take this down now. Oh. The look on her face, though. God. I shuffle out of the bathroom, although not before I pocket the toilet paper-covered razor blade. That thing is going straight into the trash. Yuri. My body feels like stone as I sink into the couch. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to think. The reality of it all is just beginning to hit me. Yuri cuts herself. It's true that I've never seen her without long sleeves before, but How could she be doing such a thing, and why? Does her family know about it? All of a sudden, an abundance of thoughts poured into my mind as if a dam had burst in my brain. With the shock worn off, there's just too much to think about. Is Yuri seeing a doctor for this? There's got to be some kind of therapist that specializes in this, right? And I hate to think about it, but is Yuri suicidal? I'm so lost in my ruminations that I hardly notice when Yuri's in front of me. Oh, you're out. Are you okay? Sorry, that was a moronic thing to say. Are you good to talk, though? If you're not comfortable, you don't have to. No, it's okay. I'd feel terrible if I were to leave you clueless. Really, you don't have to force yourself. This is the sort of situation where I do need to force myself. Oh god, we're in a cycle of uncomfortable politeness. Well, if you're sure, just remember that you don't have to tell me everything if you're not ready to yet, okay? Thank you, Sefchi. We sit together in silence for a moment. Even though we're right next to each other, it feels like there's an unfathomable gap in between us. A gap that I may never be able to comprehend. Yuri clears her throat. Sefchi, just so you know, this isn't any of your doing. I know what you're thinking. You probably think that I'm jealous of Sayori, and that's why I cut myself, right? Yeah, that is what I was thinking, but I'm guessing that it's not true? She nods slowly. To be honest, I am actually jealous of Sayori, but not in that way. I trust you, Sefchi. Enough to know that you wouldn't secretly harbor feelings for someone else, that is. I'm jealous of Sayori as a person. I wish I were anyone but me. Tears start pooling in the corners of Yuri's eyes as her voice starts to waver. I wish that I could be cute and bubbly and energetic. Not this gloomy, self-pitying milquetoast of a girl. She struggles to get the words out through her tears, her strengthened stutter marking the severity of her emotional turmoil. Yuri, that's not all either. I'm jealous of your relationship with Sayori. I could never imagine being that close to someone. To be more accurate, I'm jealous of the relationship itself. I reach out to hold Yuri in my arms, but she stops when she flinches at my touch. But what about us? Don't you think that we're close? I love you just the way you are, Yuri. She shakes her head, wiping his face with a sleeve. I've been keeping all these secrets from everyone, including you. This is like a self-exile, isn't it? The wavering laugh she makes breaks my heart. How can I be close to someone if I can't help but hide my true self? Yuri, I don't really know what to say except to deny your claims. There's a reason why I started dating you, because I love you. And these thoughts, this is why you cut yourself today? Do you do it often? I harm myself when I get overwhelmed by my emotions. Obviously, I wasn't thinking straight when I went to the bathroom just then. I hate myself so much sometimes that I need to take it out on my skin and flesh. How else am I going to receive my just punishment? I'm gonna very quickly, pause here for a second, and just go in and change. I'm just gonna mark the stream for mature content real quick. There we go. Because it's getting serious. There we go. It's getting real. Punishment? You don't need to be punished for anything. You need to stop doing this to yourself, Yuri. She gives me an absolutely miserable look. I know, but I don't know if I can. Could you please try to stop, though? Please? Have you talked to your parents about it? Could they help? I want to slap him. I want to slap him so bad. There's a long moment of silence. When Yuri finally speaks, it's barely audible. I imagine they would have done everything in their power to help me. It suddenly hits me like a truck. Yuri's parents are dead. You dumb fuck. All these clues, and I never noticed it. Her nervousness whenever I asked about her family, and her constant use of the past tense when talking about them. All of the things that we saw that apparently he never did. My eyes begin to tear up at the realization of all the pain that Yuri's been through. She looks like she's trying to put on a strong front, but tears quickly begin to roll down her face again. They're gone, aren't they? All at once, she buries her face in my chest, muffling her quiet weeping. Yuri. I gently wrap my arms around her. I'm gonna cry. We sit together like that for who knows how long. The warmth of our embrace reassures me, telling me that Yuri is safe with me for now. But at the same time, a voice in the back of my head says that her thoughts are unreachable. All I can do now is hold her, lonely as she is in the land of tears. Oh, that line hits so hard. Yuri? She stopped crying by now, but still seems to be hiding from the world in my chest. Sefchi, do you want to go to bed now? We can talk about anything else you want in the morning. Yes, that sounds nice. She slowly rises up and stretches, combing through her hair with her fingers. Oh, and one last thing. And tell me if it's too personal for you to share. What is it? Do you ever think about killing yourself? No. Sorry, but no. I don't want to die, but I can't find any other way that I can cope with this life. I see. I can't say that I completely understand it, but I'm extremely relieved to know that. Could we go to bed now? I'm afraid that I'm emotionally exhausted. Of course, let's head upstairs then. You can take my bed. I'll just sleep on a couch in the living room or something. Wait. Yuri suddenly reaches out and takes hold of my sleeve. We can sleep together. Huh? A blush reddens Yuri's pallid face. In the same bed. It wouldn't be unfair. It would be unfair to ask you to do otherwise. Please don't leave me alone. Don't worry, I would never do that to you. We get ready for bed and soon find ourselves snuggled together under the covers. Neither of us speak, but the silence of the room is imbued with a certain understanding. Yuri clings onto my arm as we fall asleep together, her slender arms entwined with mine. Right as I'm about to succumb to sleep, I hear a murmur from Yuri. Don't leave. Don't leave. My tongue is thick from drowsiness, but I manage to get one word out in reply. Never. That music is too happy for what just happened. Way too happy. Oh my god! Okay, well this is the perfect place for us to stop. In fact, bam, face cam. You guys don't even get to see what happens. Save and quit. Holy shiz! Oh my, I'm reeling right now. Whew! Is everyone else stressed out right now? Because I'm stressed out. Oh my god! I splashed water on my face today. This was like, honestly, I feel very comfortable in saying that this might be the most emotionally draining Blue Skies stream to date. Like, more draining than the time with Natsuki, more draining than any time we spent with Sayori. Just this and that dream. My hand is falling asleep. And I don't think it's from my arm being tired. Okay, well. Honestly, I'm not even going to host anyone today. I think we should all just take some time to be alone with our own thoughts on what the hell just happened. I will say real quick that if you have mental illness in your life, please take care of yourself. You know, if you are cutting, if you are hurting yourself, please talk to someone, get some help. Like, it's not healthy. And yeah, you know, just all that good stuff. But yeah, honestly, after that, I'm not even gonna like shill or anything. I'm not. We will be continuing tomorrow at 12, as we planned. But I'm not gonna tell you guys like fall or anything after that, cause Jesus. Just like take care of yourselves, okay, guys? God, I need to. I could use a shower anyways. I need a cold shower. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, no host today. Just take care of yourselves, guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 12 when we continue this. I'm probably gonna have to keep the mature rating up. Yeah. Can't wait to see this get demonetized, even though I'm not monetized to begin with. Whatever. Alright, goodbye everybody. Stay safe. Yeah. I don't know, I have nothing left. My brain's just like, oh god.